Hey, so I'm gonna just show you 3 exercises that you can do that will take some pressure off of your hip flexors. This is also gonna be good for your knees as well. It's going to be about taking tension off of the hip flexors and the psoas muscles and more on to the glutes, okay? So whenever you're experiencing like hip flexor pain, what usually happens is when we're training or we go through our day-to-day lives, we are jacking up our hip flexors. We're using them too much. They are overworked, and this creates an imbalance in the hips. If you do these exercises, these are the top 3 that me and my clients do. If you ever experience pain here, you're gonna see immediate relief. All you're gonna need is one of these little resistance bands. You can get them really cheap on Amazon, and then a foam roller would also be beneficial. You could also use a lacrosse ball as well. The first thing we're gonna do is just a clamshell. So you're gonna put your feet inside of the band like so, and you're gonna have the band right above your knees like this. You're gonna lay in a fetal position. Okay, your knees are going to be in line with your hips and your feet in line with your knees. I'm going to drive my bottom knee down into the floor, and I'm going to bring my top knee up wide. And you should feel that right in like your butt cheek right here. So this is going to be a muscle that really needs to be worked on more if you have hip flexor and knee issues. And remember, you're going to do on both sides, you're going to do about maybe like 10 to 15 on each side to start. And you can do it slow, take your time with it to really feel that pump. The second thing you're going to do is a single leg glute bridge. If it's really bad and you need to do 2 legs, that's fine. But you're going to have one knee up towards your chest, extend your leg slightly. I'm tightening up my core, I'm tucking my pelvis in, and I'm going to push my hips up to the air. You know you're doing this right if you feel that butt cheek engaged. So you have to keep your hips neutral in this position in order to really do it right. So you're going to take your time with it, keep that core engaged, and you're going to do 10 to 15 on each side until you get that glute pumping. The last thing we're going to do with this foam roller is we're going to try to roll out some of that tension that's in the hip flexor. The hip flexor runs all the way from the bottom part of your quad up into your hips and then into your lower back. So we're going to start by rolling out this bottom part of the quad, and we can also do on the side of our hip. So that's just going to look like really simple. You're going to basically kind of sprawl on it. You're going to put your leg on the foam roller like this, and you're going to go onto your hands or your elbows, and you're just going to roll that part. Let's just see from a different angle. You're just going to roll like this on that part. And you might, for me, like especially if my hips get jacked up, I can see stars on this one. Take your time with it. Spend about a minute in this area rolling out that quad. And then you can experiment with how the side of your hip is too. So you just put it on the side like this. You're just going to press off your feet, and you can roll right on the side of the hip. And you can even go into the front a little bit as well to relieve some of that tension. So if you do these 3 exercises, you will see a lot of pain relief in your hips and knees as well. If it's worth 15 minutes of your time, I did open up some spots on my calendar. Just send me a DM, we can chat for 15 minutes, and I can show you how to put these exercises into your routine.